Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids. Friday's wrapping up, and we got additional news coming at you hot and live from the biggest and deadliest star in this giant. Hey! Scoot out of the way! Out! Real harder, you peasant! Get that crappy ship out of here! Speaking of ships, that's SHIP for the YouTube review with the crazy hair and the 500 face tattoos and piercings, just so you know we're family friendly around here. It looks like we're getting our first sneak peek in regards to a ship load of content. We have ships coming to Galactic Challenges, and we got an update on the Google Play Points fiasco. So come on over here at the Polynesian Spas, nice and warm and ready to go, and let's get this show on the road. Here we go, everybody. So it looked like we were due for additional intel and information, and they said at the end of the day we would have more, but it's the end of the day and we don't have all the details and official posts just yet, but we have plenty to work off of right now. I originally was not going to really make a video about this because there's not a lot of information about this, but we do have some intel on Google Play Points, an update, and I think they're trying to throw a lot of smokescreen up the booty, baby, as we're going to talk about in a moment here. But ships, as we guys know, it's kind of the abandoned, unloved child of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's kind of there, but it's not there, if you know what I mean. And it seems like we might be starting making progress towards a shipload of content, as they talked about. I don't think this is the full picture of what their plans are. To quote that shipload, man, YouTube's gonna love double checking this video, I can guarantee. But anyways, let's read what they have here. Ship combat and galactic challenges. Ships are heading to galactic challenges. The GC beginning August 16th will feature ship combat. They hope this iteration of GC will bring a new challenge and give you the opportunity to use new parts of your roster to defeat the opposition. And by the way, there's an update they said to provide more context. This really helps out a lot because it's a little uncertain at first. To provide more context, tiers 1 through 3 will be character units, and tiers 4 through 10 will be ships. And I'm already seeing a lot of different mixed reactions to this. It's either that people absolutely despise it because ships are so unsupported, and there's a concern that maybe Galactic Challenge is going to turn into how you need the latest and greatest ship in order to complete it. Like yourself, a variety of marquee events. You needed Beskar Mando, maybe needed the Bad Batch for some things out there, maybe needed the Mandalorians up and running here. And there's a concern that these future Galactic Challenges are going to need the ships on August 16th. Well, that is basically on or about around the time of the executive ship. So we can't rush to conclusions in regards to that aspect just yet. If there's a negative side of this, my initial reaction to all this is it's great to see that ships are going to be utilized a bit more in the game. And usually, I mean, this is a big assumption right here, but Galactic Challenges was kind of the testing grounds for the future of Conquest that came not too long after. Maybe this is the testing ground for what's to come. And let me put another spin on this, because I know we had a lot of salt today in the first video tape for good reason, of course, as well. But on my free-to-play account, one of the biggest successes of my free-to-play account has been the ship aspect. We were able to get the top of fleet arena crazy fast, and we've been able to dominate the grand arena aspect of ships. But I do feel like on the free-to-play account, I feel like I'm more penalized than benefited for having a roster GP of 900,000, and a good chunk of it comes from my fairly well geared up pilots here. I'm wondering, we have to wait and see. I'm not sure how this works because they said tiers 1 through 3 are going to be characters. Well, what does the difficulty scaling mean? Will that mean 1 is the easiest, 2 is a bit harder, and 3 is like impossible unless you got gear 13 characters? How is that going to affect my crate payout? Or that these going to be easier? It's really confusing how this is all going to work. Or if you beat the tier 10 with ships, does that get you all the Bantha burritos for the lower tiers? More questions than answers right now. But overall, I feel like with the ships I have, because pretty much I have a lot of gear 12, gear 13 pilots on the free-to-play account, I might be able to get a better crate than before. But of course, that is pure speculation right now. Not much to write up, but I am hoping that this is going to make Conquest or the Galactic Challenges a wee bit more interesting. But this isn't going to be enough to really justify the shipload of content that they talked about. So I think there's more to come in regards. It's just kind of a last-second Hail Mary pass before we dash out the door. Weekend kind of announcing, and we got to talk about one more Gungan in the room here. Bring him on over, Gary. So earlier on, we talked about the Google Play Points fiasco affecting pretty much everyone. Even if you weren't in the right country or had an iOS device,
There were still ways to get around it with a VPN or a free emulator. So this was a big issue right here. An update on the Google Play points. Holy cow, Bahia 03 is literally dominating this Reddit and literally scouring every single little comment that Doja Fed has been saying out there. So you just a little summary. Again, watch the earlier video card in the top right-hand corner. When you either bought stuff or you got free Google Play points for using an Android device, you could redeem it for a variety of packs in the game for free. That, firstly, most beneficially, was the energy. And there's a variety of crystals, gear, and other stuff out there. Well, here's their spin on why they took it away. And I guess this is your confirmation that the energy will not, N-O-T, be coming back into the advanced bundles, as they call them right now. So, hey, Doja Fett, so the Google Play Point packs were nerfed secretly to where they were no longer energy in them. Just why there hasn't been any communication on the matter. And then Doja Fett comes back saying there will be a post about this later today. Well, I don't know about you guys, but we're kind of rounding the corner at what is the day here. And that's why I kept waiting for more of an official response to the forums. But this is the best it looks like we might be getting today. Energy was swapped out and other stuff was put in. Basically, he wants to not disadvantage. Okay. It sounds like he had to spin this in a way, even though he's kind of... he's still proving that there's still a disadvantage here in some way. Basically, we wanted to not disadvantage the players on other platforms and regions. And as we talked about before, there's plenty of ways to firstly get around this issue. Even if you're in a country not supported by Google Play, VPNs get you into the everyone's an American, as I like to say, with the help of a VPN in this situation. And if you had an iOS device, Android emulators were completely free, very accessible. That's problem number one. There is a lot of ways to get around it. With maybe 20-30 minutes of research and installation, you'd be good and up and running. Here's the other problem. They said okay, how about this? Firstly, they couldn't tell us this beforehand, because again, free-to-play players, well, everybody who had Google Play points, there was plenty of ways to get Google Play points for free. They budget these points around plans. For example, the Razor Crest fleet drops happening right now, or Galactic Legends, because energy is an absolute pain in the bootay, ladies and gentlemen. We all know how that works here. They could have maybe given it more of a heads up. Doing this all of a sudden really was trying to gotcha. It's a gotcha. They literally trying to slide the rug under your feet here. And if this truly is a disadvantage, assuming that there was no way for people to get access to this, even those iOS and those certain countries out there, you're adding stuff there. And that means people are still getting stuff that other countries and regions can't get. Crystals, sought after gear, lots of mod slicing materials. So there's still a disadvantage to be had. And the only group that was really disadvantaged in all this was Capital Games, because that meant free-to-play players and pay-to-play players weren't having to spend maxed out crystal refreshes on the energy for things like this Razor event going on right now, or Galactic Legends. So don't be, I'm gonna say this, and this is my interpretation. I would say don't be easily fooled by this. It really seems like it was hurting Capital Games more than it was hurting the community. I think the unfortunate people that just didn't know there were ways to get around it. Yes, they were hurt, but you know, it's one of those that this is gonna hurt everyone more than CG. CG's happy about this change. And I think this is just a random excuse they're throwing out there and hoping people would bite it, because I have a feeling those Google Play points were hurting the maxed out daily refreshes that people were throwing at those galactic legends. I'll tell you this, I know a lot of Krakens unlocking and getting ultimate day one, and they didn't have to max out refresh. I have a feeling CG does not like that situation. So unfortunately, it looks like energy's not coming back. You're still going to be disadvantaged if you're in a certain country. But the upside is, even if you're in that certain country, I've been saying this for a long time, do not wail on iOS. Even if you have no Android physical phone in your head, if you have a computer that literally runs on a Cracker Jack processor and you have the need to wail, get on an emulator completely free. Nox, Memu, BlueStacks. If you have to wail on whatever it might be, do it on an Android emulator. Get your VPN to pretend you're an American for a few seconds. Buy what you need to buy, and then go back to your iOS device. That is my main key takeaway, so you're still not further disadvantaged. It's just backwards thinking. I think they're really trying to exploit the fact that they're hoping people don't know that you can still work around these issues. And they're just trying to throw that as a fact for you guys, but I think they're trying to catch you off guard. That's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and Droids, for the weekend. I don't think we're going to get much news today, although Doja Fed claimed there was another post coming later today. It looks like there was. So let me know your thoughts about ships. Are you more optimistic or pessimistic? I think we have to wait and see how the difficulty is going to scale and how that's going to affect your bottom line for the crate, but I think the most important thing is I think ships are going to become a more important function of this game if you want to get the important rewards and resources down the road. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below. Share your own pessimism or optimism with me. Like and subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Stay amazing and enjoy that Polynesian spa, honey. Send them on out!